In honor of Black History Month, Sawmill Cultural Center is proud to present the Black Artists Matter exhibition to showcase art from some extremely talented local African American artists. I'm excited to interview our amazing artists, and I'd like to take a moment to get to know more about their artistry and the particular pieces that they've selected.
Today our guest is Ashley Dopson, and I just want to know, what was your journey to becoming an artist like?
I think that my journey began as a child, and I was a child of an art lover. So everywhere my mama went, I followed her, whether that was an antique store or a frame shop. And when I was coming up, I was born in New Orleans, and I was around a lot of artists and musicians, and people would visit the house who were doll makers or painters, or it was always just so much color. Even their personalities, I remember them being very colorful people. And it started there, and it carried on here.
Absolutely.
And
fantastic.
That's where it started, just loving the colors and texture and the community that was around here in Atlanta and in New Orleans.
Oh, that's wonderful. When I see your pieces, I do think of like textural experiences. So that is awesome to get a little lens behind the scenes. What does being a part of the Black Artists Matter exhibition mean to you as an African American artist?
It means a lot. It means that our voices are heard, and that we are being taken seriously as professional artists, but also as humanitarians and as people who are amongst and living in the culture and really invested in the culture. I think it means a lot because it gives us a voice and a podium to kind of like show our perspective.
Awesome. And what art medium do you primarily work with, and why?
I primarily work with paint, but I am starting to love the fabric. I was always an oil painter in college, and then when I got older, it became really expensive because I had bills and a kid. So I started using any kind of paint that I could, and then COVID hit and I couldn't get to the art store, so I was finding fabric. And I love it. It kind of reminds me of my grandma's quilts or gumbo, and how you put all these different pieces that don't match together and then it tastes real good. It's kind of like that. So
awesome. Okay, can you tell me a little bit about your mural work?
So I started my first mural at Frederick Douglass High School, and I was like, I gotta get these kids out this classroom. We have 36 kids, and nobody wants to be at the desk or at a table with that many kids. So I eventually started drawing all the stuff out on the wall, and then giving them okay, this 4 feet of space is you and your partner's job, And I have a list of things, and they really enjoyed it. I could see that the kids felt pride in their work, and they love people seeing them painting, and their little girlfriends and boyfriends coming by oh, you did that? That kind of brought some pride to my kids, self-esteem, and it also allowed them to dive into the history of their school. So that's where it started, and then it kind of just traveled out. I've done churches and municipal buildings and everything. I just kind of love it. I love murals. If I could be on a ladder all day, every day, painted up in overalls, I would do it because I get to meet so many people, and I'm really an introvert, but when I'm out painting, it's the one time that I'm very, anybody wants to paint, I'll let them come on in. I'll show them, hey, this is what I need you to do. This is the technique I want you to use. And sometimes I have people who come and they come back every day. They're waiting for me at the stop sign. We're waiting for you to get here. And it's been a blessing. I love it. My favorite mural so far has been at the Atlanta Music Project, and it was awesome because we painted all night long. I get off of work and we paint. We start at 7, and then we paint till 4 or 5 in the morning. And like I said, people be waiting for us outside. There's never a problem with security because people adopt you. You're part of their family. People are bringing you lunch and dinner, and you need Gatorade or anybody bothering you today. It's very, some communities really that's all we needed. Yeah. And then people, I started noticing that people in the community started knowing each other's names who didn't know each other before I even got there.
Wow.
So I was like, wow, this is dope. Like, and intergenerational too. That's something I really love about murals. Like, the older people didn't like the teenagers didn't like the older people. Then by the time you get done, it's like, that's Mr. So-and-so on the wall. That's so-and-so. And then you start bridging these gaps.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Now, other than the murals that they can see in and around the Atlanta metropolitan community area, and of course here at the Sewell Mill Library and Cultural Center for the Black Artists Matter, that will be a virtual show, where can people see your work? Do you have a website?
I do. My website is Ashley D Paints. It's ASHLEYD Paints, PAINTS.com.
Thank you so much to our viewers for watching. Please be sure to follow us on all of our social media pages at Sewell Mill for updates about our upcoming shows, classes, and events. Also, support these local artists. Thank you again for watching, and stay well.